I'd like to thank both of you for coming out tonight for this. I know this is your main event, Mr. Renacci. But again, I look around this room, where's the people of color? You said that you've been all over the district. I haven't seen you in my neighborhood. I live in inner city Canton. Where are you at in terms of civil rights and diversity? Because again, we are part of this district also. And I want to know where your positions are on the things that will affect the African American community, the community in the inner cities and stuff, because we're suffering down there. As an example, I hear what the gentleman said about his business investment stuff. I for one have done, from what he did as a business, I did it in the neighborhood. The problem with the neighborhoods is that people flighted the neighborhoods and left them to these druggies. But I made an investment in my neighborhood because I wanted to show the children growing up that you don't have to sell drugs in order to be a part of the property. But the rules and regulations that are established in the inner city don't affect the ones that are in the suburbs. What is your position in regards to addressing those concerns? And again, I'm concerned about the civil rights and the diversity of your campaign in terms of why anybody of color should be in support of you as a congressman.
Well, I think I told you that I've traveled the district. I've actually been to downtown Canton. I've been all around the district.
Downtown Canton is not the neighborhood.
And I've attempted to meet, not sure what's going on here, but I've attempted to meet with his, I think I'm going to shut this off the top.
We'll just use this mic.
I've attempted to meet with as many people as I can, and I appreciate you being here, but I appreciate everybody being here. Because what I've said all along is we have a number of problems. But a lot of the problems you're talking about are local issues. And I'm also a firm believer that the federal government was, and our Constitution was based on freedom, and it was based on the freedoms that our number one goal of our military is freedom. We need to get our federal government out of the way, and we need to allow our local governments to become more involved in many of the issues you're talking about. I don't believe that these are federal issues to come down. I mean, I believe the federal government needs its number one goal. Its number one goal is to protect our freedoms. So to answer your question is, I believe a lot of things need to come back to the local level, and I believe things like you're talking about do need to go back to the local level, and they need to be looked at in the cities. I was a mayor of my community. I think those are important ways of looking at all that, and it's not the federal government's job.
Can I cover that?
Sure.
My concern is you said even local government, but if it was but for the federal government, we wouldn't have had civil rights and diversity. But for the federal government, local governments are the ones that were holding us back. So you said you want to go back to that system of local government controlling the...
No, I said...
Well, you said local. You said you want to put it back under local. Local was the problem.
Right.
It took the federal government to come in and say, you can't discriminate for housing. You can't discriminate for jobs. You can't discriminate for education. It took the federal government to step in and do that. Where has the local government been in that fight?
What you're doing is you're talking about the past, and I agree with you. I'm talking about today.
Oh, it's gone away? Are you saying in 2010 we live in a society that doesn't have these still woes out there?
No, I'm saying that in 2010 we have issues that we need to bring back to the local, whether it's schools, and all these issues need to come back to the local. It's not, the federal government cannot take care of, the federal government, you know, I heard John Boehner say this the other day, the federal government is broken. It really is. And at some point in time, we need to get our house in order, but we need to make sure that the local governments and the state governments get involved and take care of local issues.